feel out my right music today. About this one. All right, let's do. Okay, let's do some streaming by sharing my screen. Make sure there's nothing I don't want to share on my screen before I share it. Yep, we're all good. All right, there we go. Should be live. We are looking at the terminal after it has launched the app, and the app is a remix app, and so far we've done some create, read, update, delete. We're looking at pets. Now I need to basically blow away everything that I've got because I need to start actually building out my schema. So what is my schema going to look like? Let's see. One thing I was going to look for that I forgot to is, let's see, maybe I have it on here. Some ID, time-based ID. Let's see here. Servable, global, unique. There we go. ULID. That's maybe what I was looking for. I think I've also seen this one. So, looking at this, case sortable, global unique IDs, or we've got ULID, which I think may be what I want. Golang library. Don't want Golang. Does it support JavaScript? No. Let's go npm. Yes. And what was it? KLUID? Fluid? Not what I want. Okay, so I want ULID. JavaScript. Okay, package name is ULID. So let's work on that. Let's go here and do an npm install ULID. And we are going to say, we're going to change some stuff here. So I don't think I really need a post or a profile. What I do need is a user, and I think I need a pet. And the user ID and the pet ID are not going to be auto-incrementing. They're not going to have default values. I'm going to have to generate those when I create them. And these should be strings. String is required. The username is probably required. The name, maybe not. And we are going to have a relationship here where we have a many-to-many between the pet and the owner. That is going to be a pet. Profile, I don't know if I need a profile. I don't think I need a profile for that. Okay, pets do not have emails. They will have birthdays. Well, then there's another interesting thing is that I need users, but I also need people. Person. Person needs an ID. Person does not need an email. Maybe optionally an email. This is interesting. Okay. I need to have users because I want to be able to create. I want to be able to create accounts, let other people add pets, but then I also want to add the owner somehow. So the owner would not be a user if I'm meeting the pet, saying, hey, like your dog, what's your name? I think we're just going to have email and name possibly repeated. Let me see, what did I have before? Profile, bio, user ID, interesting. Probably actually see what I've got here. Everything what I had. There is my thing, person. This is going to be owner is a person. And it is an array. That's interesting. I guess that's how you signify many-to-many relationships. What are you saying? Here, validating field pet in model user relationship, pet on model user is missing an opposite relation. Okay. Okay, that's going to be it. Users do not have pets. Users have the person they're associated with. Which I guess could be profile. It's an interesting way to do it. What up, Brent? What is happening, my dude? We are getting into some schema design now. And essentially, I should actually maybe highlight one of the tools that I'm so adamant about. So let's see if we can get into that. Happy Wednesday indeed. Phil's here as well. What's going on? Man, I like my cat headphone things, but I feel like the mic is so much worse than my other one. It sounds super roomy. How do you reach these colons? What are you talking about? Okay, let me see. I want to get into the database design tool that I found the other day that I was quite happy with. So give me 1 second. Design, burp. Which one was it? Could have been this one. Where is it? Man, I had this the other day. It may have been this. Okay, we're here. What I want is essentially what I'm already kind of looking at. Oh, thank you, 460, your dad. Yeah, it is a bit roomy sounding, isn't it? I'm wondering if I have, let me see if I do have the right mic coming in. Do settings, audio. Maybe. Buzz buzz be wazza. So what I'm gonna try to do, I want to build a relationship thing that looks like this. But this is not the tool that I wanted. I really should be doing some of this prep work before I get started. Well, anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I want to have a user table. I want to have a pet table. Where, I guess, customer ID. And order online. I don't need any of that. And that's going to generate my table for me, which is kind of cool. So I can start to see how this relationship plays out. And let me see if I can copy some of this stuff up. Paste it down here so I can see what this is going to look like. So we've got a user. This is the stuff on the user. Needs an ID, which is a primary key, and a string. Don't need address. Name and email. And I wonder how you mark things as unique here. But that's fine. Cool, and we don't have a customer ID. We have total amount. I don't need this. And I don't need that. Don't need this stuff. We have the pet information here. So this is how you signify relationships in Prisma, but we need to see what it actually generates. So I'll do that in a moment. This is going to be The primary key is a string. Doesn't seem to change anything. Name is a string. Owner is a user. No, owner is a person. Means we need to define a person model. I wonder if y'all can even see this. All right. Better. Got it. Person is also going to have a primary key, which is an ID, name, and this is funny because I kind of want to put contact information on the person, but I'm not sure if it belongs in the person model or in like a contact details model. So we'll see. This is a funny thing about relational databases. So the person has a name. We'll leave that as is for now. Pet has an ID. Pet has a name. Pet has a birthday, which is going to be a date time. And then they're going to have an owner. We're going to put that as the, what do I want? Now I need to do like the person to pet relationship. And because this is going to be a many to many relationship, one person can have many pets, one pet can have many owners. Think of a situation where, you know, a married couple or even like a whole family has a pet. So we are going to do the person pet relationship. And that is going to have an ID with a primary key of a string. That could probably be a, probably doesn't need to be a string. That could be, well, we'll keep it as is for now. A string, and then that's going to have the person ID, which references the person. So how do you do those relationships in this? Something like that. Probably copy that. Redo all my stuff. Let's see how these relationships are built. A many-to-many relationship. Order has one customer ID, order status, order product. I guess that's just how, right? We would do something like this, where a many-to-many relationship, that's how you just find a foreign key. Person ID is a string, and it is a foreign key to the person ID, right? So now we have the person to pet relationship where they're associated via this person ID. And we also have, oops, the pet ID is associated to a pet, like that. Oh, so I can actually do something like this, huh? Oh shit, did I just do something? So So this is cool. I can say the person ID is associated to the person. Let's see if I undo that, if that actually updates it. I need to get rid of this part. So we've got the person ID, associate that to the person ID. Cool, it did insert it for me. That's pretty rad. I like this. QuickDatabaseDiagrams.com. Pretty happy with it. Okay, cool. So pet is associated with person pet, which is also associated to person. That's how we can make associations between many pets and many people. Okay, so then we have a user. A user can be associated to a person somehow. Oh, there we go. That's why it looked funny. There we go. That's my relationships. More like it. Okay, now a user. How is a user associated with a pet? So I need to know all of the pets in my neighborhood. I need to know, do I need to know pets that other people own? Oh, this is going to get complicated real quick. So let's keep it at this. I'm going to have a email string. I'm going to have a password. I'm not going to have a name yet because right now I'm going to be the only user. So this is going to allow me to log in, and as long as I'm logged in, we'll do some access control to say, hey, if I'm logged in, I'm the only person that can actually be logged in. So I'm the only person that can do any actions. So this may be where we're going to start to begin with. So now I just have to convert all of this to Prisma code. Hold on one second. Yo. All right, gotta turn the camera off real quick. How do I do that? Like this. Go for it. Okay, so we've got the user. Do primary key is a string, looks good. Email is a string, which has to be unique. I don't know how to mark that as unique here. I guess with unique. Cool. Email string unique. Name is not necessary, but we do have a password, which does not need to be unique, obviously, and is not optional. Cool. Let's start with that. I have a profile. I do have this person model next. Person is going to have a unique ID. It's also going to have a name. We don't need the email. We may add that later. And then this is going to be interesting how the Prisma schema builds out the relationship here.
I'm gonna have to see how that happens in the code, or what it actually outputs. Cool. So then we have ID is unique, name is not optional because this is going to be a system for me to remember pets' names. We want to add a birthday. Birthday or birth date? Birthday, like the day they were born, because when we have the day they were born, we can figure out not only when to celebrate their birthday, but how old they are as well. Prisma had some date time stuff on here, don't they? There it is. Date time. And I think we can default to now. Cool. I think that's good for now. So with that in place, I can actually blow away my existing data, which means if I come back here, I should have no, actually I shouldn't even have anything because the file is gone. So now I need to restart Prisma. Okay, so did that start, or do I, no, I have to actually call something. Invalid. Prisma.io. Reference, no, quick start. So there should be something, I need to like do another migration. Start from scratch, there we go. We're gonna say relational database, we're gonna install cd, install all the things that we need. We're gonna have some TypeScript stuff, npx prisma init, that's what I want. You can now invoke Prisma CLI. Okay. Using Prisma migrate. I think this is, yeah, this is what I'm going to need. So with that in place, we can do this. Cool. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so before we do that, did I not copy that? Okay, database is now in sync with my schema. Run dev. So if we come up to our application, we actually should see, cool, number of pets, 0. That makes sense. So we need to create one. And I think this means that my schema is now out of date with my database stuff because I no longer have users. So I'm wondering why Prisma is telling me that I actually do have users because I should not. TypeScript running. Ah, it doesn't know that there's an issue. Okay. No, it does. Definitely knows that something is there. User. Why does it think that there's still users? All right, well, let's... I wonder if it's a caching thing. test. Yep, sure enough. Wait, name test, unknown arg, name in type user. Did you mean ID? Why does it still think I have users? Duh, because I do have users. I'm an idiot. But I was thinking, yeah, because I was trying to access the dogs. Okay, so let's go here. Because this is no longer querying users, this should be querying pets. And I do have person and I have pet. Cool. So let's change user to pet. And let's see. Prisma, this is no longer users, this is pet. Find many args. Find user. No more reference to user, that's great. If we go to the create page, we should be looking for user and replace all of that with pet. And then we need this schema to match. This is runtime schema, not TypeScript schema. So that needs to match what I have. What is this? DB journal. Okay. I need my pet schema to look like this. ID needs to be generated with JavaScript. Name is set string min1. Yeah, that makes sense. Birthday. Don't need to set it necessarily. It'll default to today, which is fine for me. This is going to be z.8. That's optional. Default. I don't need to put a default because the database will default for me. Okay, that's done. And then the owner, I need to figure out how to do this. This is to do person ID. Pet schema. We've got our data here, which means we also need to, if we get this far, we need to also put in the existing data that we have. So this is going to be data is an object that includes data, but then we also need to generate a random ID. So we're going to grab that from ULID, which, where is it? ULID, there we go. Cool. So that should create a ULID for me. All right. Let's go back here and see if we can create a dog. So we don't need a name. We do need, what do I need? Definitely not an email. Why is email still in there? What do the dogs have? Name, birthday, ID, owner, right? Name, birthday, owner. I think that's it. Oh, I need to put, obviously, the type of breed and stuff like that. So let's go pet name. Go with a type. Oops. And any other comments, I guess. Can I do enums or something like that? Let's see, enum. Reference enum type. Not supported by SQLite. Boo. You want to see this. Well, we'll keep it like this for now. So a pet can have a type, which we will define that enum in our schema. So we're going to say the name is that, the type is going to be z.string, and it's going to be like one of. Oh. So let's see what that validation looks like. It's odd. Discriminated unions. If the union consists of object schemas, options. I should probably just look through the API. Let's see, ecosystem, primitives. Oh, cool. It has a identifier for UUID. That's interesting. What is a CUID? Anyone know? Collision resistant IDs, optimized for horizontal scaling and performance. By Eric Elliott. How is a CUID different? Okay. Sort of like a UUID, but slightly different. Interesting. Modern unique identifiers have a stricter list of requirements that cannot be satisfied by the existing versions of UUIDs. Okay, performance. Tiny, security, scalable, fast, secure, portable. For applications which need to be scalable past tens or hundreds of new identities per second. I don't think I meet that many dogs in my neighborhood that frequently, but really don't want to limit myself here. Why are there no dashes? Okay, don't need to worry about that. I need to figure out how to say that we want a string that is one of these possible options. So, enums. Okay, this looks like it. Enum is a native way to set a schema with a fixed set of allowable string values. Pass the array of values directly to z.enum. Alternatively, use as const to define your enum values as tuple strings. See const assertion docs for details. this is not allowed. Interesting. But this is allowed. Okay. Don't need that. So it should be enum. Interesting. So this is z.enum, where we can pass in an array of cat, dog, fish, yeah, bird, sure. Reptile, nice. Other, why not? And we'll add in fish in there as well. Cool, so there are my possible options. On the front end, I actually, because this can be shared, I'm going to say that this is pet types. And we're going to say boop, 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 const pet types equals this array. And down in my client, I actually think I'm going to make this maybe an array of objects. So we have, I really don't need to. That might be overcomplicating things. Yeah, I'm gonna just do some capitalization. So on my inputs, I have a fancier input that I can use. So we're going to import input from components input. We're going to replace some of these things and say that this is now an input component with a name equals name, label equals name, ID, I think we have to set that as well, is name, and that should be all I need for that one. And I need to put that it's required. Cool. Don't need this email input. What we do need is an input. Name, label is type, ID is type. This is required, I guess. And the type of this input is going to be a select, and the options are going to be now I need to get a little bit fancy. We're going to say the options are going to be here. Let's say const pet options equals pet types dot maps type, and this is going to return an array with the value, the label is, look at that. Perfect. Label is that, value is type, and each of the options here are going to be the pet options. Cool. Let's do that at the end. Let's see what we've got. An error. Objects are not valid. That's right. That's because my input currently doesn't do the correct transformations. So let's see. Options. Options I'm pulling in here. And we're going to do some work here and say computed options equals something. Options dot map default that to an array. And we're going to map over each option. Do some work here. So I need a utility type that says export function. Let's go to GitHub to Austin Gill /utils. And I need a function called like get raw type. So copy that. That's what it looks like. Cool. Get raw type. Okay. Got the random string, and then we've got get raw type. So we want to say if get raw type of the option equals if it does not equal an object, essentially what I want is to create an object. We're going to say if we only have the option, then we know that that is the value. So we're going to say option equals an object where the label is the option and the value is the option. Otherwise, we can assume that we may already have that. Well, I think here, yeah, we can just return the option. Cool. So this way, we know if we're accepting just like an array of strings, we'll loop through each of them. And if we accept an array of options, you want to see one in 4K. I want to see one in 4K encoded you can't show on the stream. Oh, like a video? Like one of the transcoded things you did? Yeah, give me a minute. Oh. Yes, I see what you mean. Cannot show this on the stream. Very nice. So what happens? You encoded it into 4K or from 4K? All right, so now that we have all of the options, we know that options, computed options, is going to be something with a type of, it's going to be an object. What do I want? This is going to be an array that will have a label as a string, a value, could be a string or a number, theoretically. Okay, so then we go to computed options, and we're going to say that for the computed options, map over each one, the key is going to be the option dot value. The value is going to be the option dot value. And then we also want this to be, yeah, this will basically allow anything else you want to pass into that would go here. So dot dot dot. Don't do that. I think I need to do this in here. Option. And then this is going to be the option dot label. So what I want to do is basically spread everything else that would be on the option besides the value and the label. Well, I guess the value we're going to have on there anyway. So yeah, this should be fine. I just want to spread everything except the label. So with that in place, I successfully have the different options that can be there. And then I can also do things like say which one is going to be selected. So there's my input redone, there's my utils. This one, I can say something like, well, what would I want? Like if I wanted the default value is dog. Looks like that's working fine. Cool. What are some other things that I can put on an option? Say pet options. And then we'll do something like checked is going to be if the type equals other, and we'll do true, otherwise it's false. So in theory, this should put other as checked, but it shouldn't be checked, it should be selected. There you go. That would work. Cool. Okay, there's my options. One thing that's really annoying about this is cat is selected by default. Which I'm probably like the only person that would actually be annoyed by that. But we're gonna do dog, cat, bird, reptile, fish, other. Cool, 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 cool. So I've got my dog's name. What happens if I do document dot query selector for a form, and then I want this stores global variable. Cool. We've got temp1, and I say what do I want? For your quality is higher than YouTube. And that's all coming from like your original source thing is like a 4K video, right? And you're taking a 4K input and converting it. I guess maybe you're converting it to 4K, but then also 1440, 1080, 720, 460, and 360. Is that right? For const I in New form, no, new form data temp 1. That's not what I wanted, because it should be for of. Okay, so yeah, that's annoying that it is selected. 1.5 hours to encode a single film. No, thank you. Your name needs to be type. And I think we're going to give this an empty option to begin with. So we're going to have pet options is going to be pet options is going to be an array with an empty string to begin with, and then spread in the pet options, and hopefully that would work. It looks like it does. Cool. So nothing is selected to begin with. Great. And I have to put that as required. ID is required. Great. If I add a doggo, yep, let's say nugget is going to be the first animal. And we have something here wrong. We have the ID, we have nugget, we have type. Unknown arg type. Did you mean name? No, that's because I think I need to run another migration. Let's see what other options there are here. Can I do like Prisma migrate latest? Okay, Prisma migrate dev. Create a migration from changes in Prisma schema. Apply it to the database trigger generators. Reset. And apply all migrations. All data will be lost. Interesting. Okay, deploy. Status, resolve, diff. We're talking about a video hosting website, not a self-hosted. Yeah, of course. Like YouTube. Okay, so I think I would want like migrate reset. All data will be lost. Yes. Cool. Does everything. It looks like it's ran a few different migrations for me, which is not really what I want. Oh, but that's because it has all of the migrations in it. No wonder. Okay. Interesting. I also want to see. That's so cool. Okay. I need to start this over though, because I do want to start from scratch here. Let's delete all that. I probably want to delete. I mean, it feels like, do I just delete the Prisma folder? I don't know, we'll try. Okay, let's try a migrate reset. Okay, could not find a schema file. Oh shoot, I deleted my schema file. No! No! That was so dumb. Okay, yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. Can I open it? Oh, is it in my trash? Oh no. If Brent's on, that's another one worth the clips. And oh, is it in here? I might still have it. What was it called? Schema? Prisma? It is gone forever. How sad is that? That's very sad. Okay, I guess hot tip, don't delete your Prisma folder. What's this? PRISMA/ It's not in the trash. I just checked. It's not in the trash because I'm in WSL. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, let's start from scratch again. Let's see. Schema. No. Start from scratch. Okay. Schema.prisma, not prisma.schema. Duh. Schema.prisma. Oh, how sad is that? How can I shoot myself so badly? Whatever. It's fine. I can just take this and recreate it. I know what I've got. Oh, sad. Very sad, sad, sad. I have some of the stuff. Oh, I do have... I think, did I copy it and paste it over here? Didn't I do that? I have some of it. It's all right, Stony. I will survive. Okay, let's see. Don't need you. Y'all are going to actually undone. Y'all are nothing. Never work in WSL unless you have enabled the trash bin. How do I enable the trash bin? It's fine. I mean, normally it might be in my source code anyway. Like, I do have it here. But I have made too many changes to it, so it's not in source code anyway. But I think I do have some useful stuff up here, right? Yeah, I do have some stuff that I didn't bring over. Cool, let's do this again. Yay, this is going to be model user. And it's going to be all right, you know how we get good at things is repetition. So that's all this was. Repetition, a practice in repetition. ID is not an int, ID is a string. What do I have? Here's my user stuff. ID, email, password, cool. ID, email is, I guess, unique. Password was a string. Cool. User's done. Great. Person. Let's do person next. Person has an ID. They may have an email. They'll leave that out for now. They will have a name, and then they do have a pet. Cool. Person-pet relationship we're going to leave out. We don't have a profile. We do need to build a relationship, though. Cool, almost there. Done in a jiffy. The pet here is going to have ID, which is a string, which is an ID. Yes. I actually could be marking those as unique as well, but I think an ID would be unique anyway, so that's fine. Pet is going to have a name, a birthday, which is a date time, and then they're going to have an owner, which is a person, which is an array of persons. Okay, so how did they do this relationship thing? Something like this. Relationship. Okay, relationship. I mean, I guess I have it kind of right in front of me, right? Oh, I see. Okay. This is interesting. First name and last name have to be unique if they're together. Well, I don't really understand how Prisma fields handle the relationship stuff, but I do see that you can say a relationship do I need to create a relational many-to-many table? We shall see. Let's do this relationship fields. Be to the author ID, references ID. Goes to the user field. If it's many to many, I need a pivot table. Okay, so Prisma is not going to handle the pivot table for me. Got it. So I do need something like this. Person, pet, right? And that's going to have, sure, that's going to be the ID. I don't know if I need to set the ID for that. So do pivot tables need IDs? I don't know. But this is going to need a person ID, which is something like this, right? And then the pet ID, which is a string. And references, something like that. Yes, this is a many-to-many relationship. So we have a person, we have a pet. I think this is how I would do it. I mean, I know how to do it in SQL. I don't know how to do it in Prisma. So let's try something like this, where we create a relationship where the fields goes to the user. Okay, so this would actually go to a person, and this would go to a pet. And where the hold on, I feel like I'm getting it. references first name and last name on another user. Okay, yeah, I think I got it. So the field is, yeah, person ID references the ID, and pet ID references the pet ID. No? The argument fields must refer only to scalar fields, but is referencing the following relationship. No, I don't have this right. I guess this would be like, maybe this would be something like this. The person and the pet and this are actually strings, and this goes like this. Ah, this whole thing is complaining. Models have uppercase, so you join them together as relation without an underscore. Well, so in SQL, this would look like this, right? You'd have, I don't know. Let's see if we can look up many-to-many relationship example. Many-to-many relationships. User has pet, so user pet. User does not have pet. Person has pet. Person has pet, and pet owner is person. User is for authentication purposes. Okay, similar to the many-to-many decorator type program, Prisma allows you to model many-to-many relationships implicitly. That is a many-to-many relationship where you do not have to manage the relation table, also sometimes called the join table. That's what I was trying to build. So I don't have to explicitly create that. Okay, this is what it looks like in TypeORM. Great. I'm not using TypeORM. In Prisma, I have a category. Post to categories. And this would be the post ID, category ID, and then the category, and then the post. Okay, I think that's what I have here. Person ID and pet ID, and then I have the person and the pet. Non-capitalized models, so you had to use underscores. Okay, so you think that underscores, I should not use underscores. Okay, so this would be then, according to how they have it, person ID and pet ID. And then this would be person ID and pet ID. And then everything turns red again. References, I don't know. Okay, so when we have a post, not interested in title, content, or published, the author ID or author is user. So I have a person ID, bring in a person. It feels like this is the relationship I'm kind of going for. Posts to categories. Post ID, category ID, and I want to build out something like this. Do I have to do all this stuff? In this Prisma schema, many relationship is molded explicitly via the relation table. By adhering to the conventions for Prisma relation tables, the relation could look as follows. Okay, so I forget what I was just looking at. I would have category and I would have post. One post can have many categories. One category can have many posts. That's the relationship I'm trying to build. Looks like I would have the category represents my person, the post represents my pet. I have an ID, I have a name, I have posts. So I guess I need to go to pet and I need to go to owner. Oh, and no, that didn't just fix it. Would have been too easy. So, and then do I need to do this map thing? On person, we have map pet. Don't know. And then this stuff, none of this is important. I go down to categories, which means I guess I don't need this at all to match what we have in their example. And here we would have person. Or maybe it would be owner. Oh. I think that's it. All right, let's see. Let's migrate reset. That is going to delete all my data. Database reset successful. Cool. So now if I go into Prisma, I do have a database which I can open with now I had something, this thing. Yeah. Okay, that feels like it reset it. Let's try migration. And with that in place, everything looks the same. Cool. Kind of, not really. Well, let's see what the application says. Reload. Can't be reached because I'm not running it, obviously. Oops. npm run dev. Reload. All right. Error. No, we want to go just there. Cool. We can see the creation. We can say the name is Nugget. We can say the type is a dog. We add it, and then we see type in data type for pet create input. Did you mean name? Argument birthday for data birthday is missing. No. So at this point, I did not add the type. Cool. We've got a name. We want a type, which is going to be a string. Technically, it should be an enum, but that's not available in what's it called? Not available in SQLite. All right, so let's try this again. Let's try to reset. And I wonder, well, I guess what I need to do also is look at this migration. Okay, so Prisma does create the relationship table for me. References pet and person. Got it. And if I wanted to like restart everything, I could delete all 3 of these, not my schema.prisma file. Let's not make that mistake again. Do I need these map things? Like, I have no idea what those do. And also, what if I wanted this to be like pet ID and I wanted this to be person ID? Let's see. Is it going to reset everything? Yes, maybe. Is it actually going to change that code? No. Okay. I don't know. Do you have Mongo selected for examples? Like a Mongo database? I do not, because I am not planning on using... Oh, do I have Mongo selected here for my database? I don't know. It doesn't say. Like, yeah, I don't know. So let's see. We've got that. I need to figure out how to essentially do a migration. So let's see. If I do a new migration where the name is next, it's going to create a next migration for me, which means at this point I should be able to add a pet. Now, what is it saying? Birthday for date of birth. Oh, right, duh. Everything just goes, oh, right, duh. My schema should have a default. For the birthday, boop. There you go. That's another change to the database, which means I have to do another migration. It feels like I wish I could just do a reset and just go to the latest migration, which I guess doesn't make sense. Coming from Connect's background, I would be able to do that. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, let's take this dev server off because I want to bring the dev server up here. That way I don't have to keep stopping and starting. Okay. Reload. Let's go to create. Let's go to nugget. Let's do a type of dog. And okay, it did create it this time. Why do I have 2 nuggets? I don't know. Okay. You don't have map anywhere. I believe it's to accommodate the relation less database schema. Oh yeah, if you're using Mongo, you probably wouldn't have relationships in the same way. Okay, so creating nuggets seem to have worked. And now that is my pet ID, which means looking at a route with the pet ID here should no longer be using a number. Just have the pet ID, the number here, that's should still just be a string, which is great. So reloading here, can I be properties, null reading name, doggo. ID. Nope, my loader data. Find first where ID matches the ID. Let's see. Do I have the correct ID? That is my ID there. So now it's a matter of querying for the ID. I'm not in the right place. This should be find the pet. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Don't need that. So now I need a shared pet schema for when I update or delete a pet. So, or when I create or update a pet. So we're going to take this pet schema. Where's my schema? There it is. I think I'm going to leave it in this file, and I'm going to export const pet schema. Which I can then pull in when I edit a pet. So import something from what file was that? My create file, right? Yeah. Import the pet schema. Cool, now I can just edit it in one place. Don't need to redefine it here. Pet schema. And then do I have any more references to user? I do. Cool. Doggo we can actually get rid of. Pet. It should be edit pet, delete pet. And I also should be using my better input components here. Cool. So we're going to have an input self-closing with the name equals name label equals name value. Ooh, this will be interesting. Value equals name. And on change equals, I guess I could just be copying this stuff. Cool, that should cover that guy. I do need to give it an ID as well. And then read find first. Maybe test your inserts in code before doing it with HTML. Not sure what you mean, test my inserts in code before doing it in HTML. Oh, like, like just run a script that's like insert into the database, whatever, these pets. No way. HTML first, baby. Cool, so we've got the nugget. Looks like that is working as expected. We will not have an email for nugget. We will have the type of dog though, so I think from create I can probably export this as well. And then we're basically going to have a function that looks very much the same. Maybe something I could even put into like a create or edit. That would be a good idea, is create or edit pet. It's a good idea. Hard code it? Yeah, I could hard code it. I mean, this is work I'm going to have to do anyway, and I feel pretty confident about what I'm doing here. I mean, come on. What am I? You think I'm going to like delete a schema file into a recycle bin that doesn't exist and not be able to get it back? I don't think so. Okay, let's go here. Let's save that. Pet ID up here. Whoop. We've got pet names. We've got pet types that we're also importing from here. And look at that. Look at that. Nugget is a type of a dog. Edit the pets. One thing is, I do need to put the default value of pet.type. Cool. Nugget is a dog. Beautiful. What do I want to do here? I also really want this to look like a React component instead of like the fact that it's not telling me, hey, this has the option of default value. So let's go here and say export default is input, which is that. Yeah. This is going to have a type of JSX element, I think. Import TypeScript JSX element. And then now I can have a key. What I want is the default value. So I think I need to import from React a input, maybe input HTML attributes. No. So component or functional component, function component, element, function component. Nope, that was not helpful. Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, I don't think. Or am I? I'm already spending too much time on it. Oh, how do I make it an input? Oh, because it doesn't know that it is working, but there's no way for it to know that it is an input type. Input something. Input element, please. Well, not, whatever. Default value is the pet type. Cool. I don't know if I have that right, so I'm just going to leave that as it is a function component. And that should at least give me, nope, it is a function component element. And that is at least going to give me the autocomplete for the key. Great. Cool. So now my editing works. If I go home, I can see that nugget. There are 2 nuggets. I'm going to delete this one. Burp. Cool. Delete doesn't work. That makes sense. So let's go to pet ID. Let's go here. This should not be a number anymore. And this should be pet. The ID matches. Awesome. Let's rerun that. Cool. We deleted nugget. We're going to create. Anyone got a pet out there they want me to add? How about Griffin? Griffin is another great dog in my neighborhood. Griffin, type is dog. Let's add Griffin. Cool, we've got Nugget and we've got Griffin. Okay, so next thing I wanted to do, we want relationships, right? So I need to add people as well as pets. So let me see. I think I'm gonna save stuff while I'm here, just so that I don't lose anything, because now we've actually done a migration and modified our data. Actually, that's not true. We didn't modify anything. We deleted everything. So what I wanted to show was how to run a migration, which is what happens when maybe your schema changes and you need to change things without deleting all of your stuff. We'll get there. Okay, we'll do initial schema design. And we'll just leave that as is. Cool. You're out of the way. Don't need you. I don't think we're doing CSS stuff at the moment. Pretty happy with this input component, to be honest. And what do I need? I need to create users. So we've got pet. I need to create a user. I need to create a user, which is myself. So let's do that. Do user and person, which I accidentally pulled that into the wrong place. Put that there. Oh no, cancel. Delete that. Yes. Copy and paste pet again. We'll do this one is going to be user. This one is going to be person. And what do I want? This is rename this to person ID, rename this to person ID. What I want to do is essentially be able to, it's 22.04 Ubuntu available on WSL. I don't know. I would be pretty surprised if it was. What is my version? How do I get my version? I don't know. But I'm running Ubuntu. It's just, it is 22.04? Only there was some way, some sort of machine that we could ask questions to and get answers. Upgrade WSL 2 or 1. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it. Okay, so what I want to do next is have this relationship where I add all of the pets that a person has, or add a person as the owner to a pet. That way I don't forget people's names either. So when I look at a pet, here's what we're going to do to begin with. I don't know what you are. Sure, we'll save that. Why not? Microsoft is all in. No, you know, I think I could use the. I mean, I think it's fair to ask questions here because Stony probably has an answer faster than Google at this point on most things. Stony's basically an AI. Yeah, Stony does free consultations here. Okay, we've got pet, we've got person, we've got user. I don't know why we have this other pet copy, so get rid of that. And what I want to see is when I query for a pet, I want to see the relationship that I get back from that pet. So the loader, I'll pull this out, do the pet, and we're going to say const pet equals that. And I want to see, yeah, what this pet has on it. Because now is where I'm wondering, what am I wondering? Now is where I'm wondering if I will actually see, no, so how do I query for relational data? Maybe it's something like db dot, we've got, no, how do I use relationships? Query relationships. Or do I have to do 2 queries for that? What are referential relation fields? Okay, that's how you do a relation field. Cool. Relation field is another model. For example, post can have multiple comments. Post has multiple comments, and then here you define the relationship to the post. Okay. Comment can have 1 post. Okay, relations documentation. So let's see. Microsoft is really depending on WSL to sell devs more on Windows. I mean, yeah, at this point, I had switched at one point from Windows to Linux. And I only came back because my work laptop is a Windows machine that needs like software for my VPN to access. So anyway, I'm using WSL, and yeah, I don't know if I would, I mean, there's so many more applications that are available on Windows or gaming or things like that. So that's kind of nice. But any sort of dev work, I would only do in WSL. Yeah, I'm hoping that eventually Windows and Linux, or Windows and Unix stuff is just kind of the same. Okay, so Stony, question for you. If I wanted to get all of the owners or all of the people that are related to a pet, how do I actually query that? Relations and Prisma client include, there you go. Okay, so when I do, where I do that, and I want to, yep, there you go, include, and, oh, you can include the count? Dang, how it, I think. Oh. Yeah, games on Linux have gotten much better, and there's also like Wine that lets you run stuff. But man, I spent so much of my time in the last stream showing how to do count, and I didn't need to, which is kind of cool, I guess. So let's see. Now we are querying. Technically, I have more information. Owner is just an empty array, which makes sense. Count for owner is 0. That makes sense. Oh man, this count thing is great. No, Stony, you're doing excellent. I'm sorry, I broke the rules. Ace Attack and me, we're only allowed to ask questions to Stony. No Googling. New rule. I mean, I don't even Google. No DuckDuckGoing. No binging. No asking Jeeves. You know, we just gotta. Yeah, that's it. Man, this is such a smart way to do it. Just underscore count. Owner can also do with again to something else. Really? So if I did owner and I did something like this, no shit. Yes, you can. Wow. So I can say include on the owner, and I can say include count, true, and I can say include the pet, true. Wow, so I can get, oh man, okay, this is cool. So there's my query, and it makes sense. Let's see, let's reload this page one more time, see what that looks like. Yeah, and it even like builds the query out for us, which is nice. Man, that is good. That is good stuff. Cool. Yes, I get the reason why you have the zigzag statement. That's pretty handy. Okay, all right. I see the magic. I see the light now. And on top of that, the TypeScript integration is super nice. Okay, so for Nugget, we do want to show all of the owners. We don't need to show the count. I'm convinced on Prisma. We don't need to do all this. We can just do true. And then, that makes me feel bad about myself for doing the count over here, because I basically, look at this. I'm doing so much extra work. I'm doing 2 queries, which I think the database would be doing anyway. But in this case, items, it would basically be let's see if I can rewrite this one. Let me see if I can rewrite the thing I'm not even working on at the moment. Database find many, where the params is going to also include count. Boy, that is handy. I was actually pretty disappointed that they didn't. I was surprised that they didn't have a way to include the count there somewhere. So then that means count params we're not actually going to use. This is not going to be an array. This is just going to be the items. Count. I'm just going to put the count here as 0 for now, so that nothing else breaks. Count params we don't need. Count params we don't need there. That's pretty handy. I want to see what I actually get back then here. Okay, but then where is the count? With post request, you can also do a statement again, include everything you need. That's handy. But on this, for example, where I'm querying, do I have the include in the wrong place. Let's see. I need to see find many reference Prisma client. Find many include specifies count is true. So or instead of include, do I need to have like count here? Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong, but I'm trying to do find many. Count looks like it's included there. Why am I not seeing on this row listing all of the items? This doesn't make sense. Yeah, like why isn't it telling me that there's two things? I don't know. I'll revert and spend more time on that when I have the time. For now, we're showing the owner. That's really cool on an individual nugget. We've got, I want to show got error success data. Yeah, so here I want to show the owner information. We've got the type, so we're going to have another input. So let me see if I can I just want to see what the pet is. It's going to complain, yep, because JSON, stringify, let's see what this pet looks like. And we have the birthday, we've got the owners. So we have to add something for the birthday. Input name is birthday. Birthday. Label is birthday. ID. I feel like the ID should probably go first. ID is birthday. Type is going to be date. No options for that. Default value is the pet dot birthday. Prisma validator, Prisma bottle, find first args. So I think I'm not quite sure why you're sending that. this is with like JS docs, you can do any of the type definition stuff. So Prisma validator, missed that. Prisma dot validator. What is this Prisma validator? And I was about to look it up, but I'm not going to. So this would be like prisma.pet. Full type object, just like you got with the regular select options. Right, but what is the validator? Like I've used this part. Is Prisma validator like a runtime validator? No, it's just a type. Okay, gotcha. Oh, interesting. So then you would pass in, cool. Very interesting. I will have to look at that. Not at the moment. At the moment, I want to show Nugget's birthday. Actually, I'm a terrible dog parent. I don't actually know Nugget's birthday. And we need pet dot. Oh, I see. That's why you're saying that's where I need pet. Because the pet is what I will get back. Gotcha. Very smart. Smart. I do need it right now. So what we would do here is do boop. At type is going to be something like this. And where do I have? I need to import that from Prisma. So import from at Prisma client, right? I think I'm here. Hello. Okay, I think we're back on. Okay, we're back on, right? I'm just gonna assume we're back on. Feels like people are talking to me. All right. Can y'all hear me? I mean, I guess that's life telling me that I am out of time. But I think we're good. Cool. Stream is back on. I want to see if this is the Prisma client or if this is something else. I think it has to be the Prisma client, right? So then this is going to have pet dot something, no? Okay, there it is, got it. Dot Prisma dot validator is not in there. But it also feels like I maybe don't need that because I could just do like this. I don't want to delete all that actually. That's probably pretty handy. Keep that there. Let's see. If I'm just going to say, hey, I expect this to be a dog, can't I, or a pet, can't I just say that this is pet? Or this is like object where data is a type of pet. Right, and then there we go. Now I just have the pet back already. So then down here I can say pet birthday is a date, right? Which means that I can do something like, right, like I can say pet dot has some values on it, like birthday. And I can show that in fact my pet birthday is yeah, it is coming through. So why is that value not working? Maybe because HTML doesn't support that type. So we need to do something like new date pet birthday dot to ISO string. Maybe? Is that really what I need to do to get it to go in there? Huh, it is. How fun is that? Great. Dude, nothing's wrong. That's funny. My Wi-Fi died, so there was something wrong on my end, but I really appreciate you telling me that nothing's wrong, though. That's nice. Okay, cool. One thing that is wrong is Prisma, for some reason, loses connection, loses the socket connection, so I don't get that live reload when I hit save. But that's fine. So now we've got that, and then we've got, need to see the pet dot owner, which is not gonna happen. That's why I need Stoney's help. Because once again, I need this validator. So let's see. Prisma validator. Prisma client. Okay, so Prisma validator looks like a runtime. Yeah, it's totally a runtime thing because you're setting the constant equal to the result of this function, which is going to return this. Following example passes user select generated type into the Prisma validator utility function and defines the expected return type in much the same way as the previous example. This is going to be something I will look into in the next stream. Basically, it pretends to give you back the query, but it gives you all the drop-down items when you press dot. Not sure exactly what you mean by that, but I do want to show. So what do I need to do here? I want to show the owner details, right? Let's say, well, I don't have the owners on this nugget yet, so I need to add myself as an owner. I'm going to get to that next time. I think that's as far as I need to get today. Besides accidentally breaking my front end because I went back to the users, didn't I? I totally did. Good thing I can do that. There we go. We've got Nugget and we've got Griffin. And I'm going to call him Griffin Dog because that's what my nickname for him. And expected date received string. Cool. Makes sense. Because on the action, when I edit a dog, it does need to be a date. On the action, form data is that. Data here. We can say body dot. Nope, not the body. We can say, yeah, we can say body dot date. No. Birthday equals new date body dot birthday. Let's do Griffin Dog. Cool. Birthday is updated. Let's change that to, I don't know, edit, refresh. Cool. That is saving correctly. So, Stony, what do you got? You can show me the magic is hard to explain. How many times have you used that line before? I bet I'm not the first guy. When you do where on the model, you get the type hinting for the model. Yes, that is what I thought I wanted, but I understand that what you're saying is passing the parameters would also include the includes changes. You do where statements in there. Yes. You don't get type hints for the relations. Yes. I understand that. I understand that, and I want to solve that, and I will get there. Cool. One thing that I don't like about Zod right now, which is my validation library, that I do like about Yup, is if I were to send a string and Zod, like if I didn't do this, Yup will actually do the coercion. Say, oh, we expected a date, but we received a string. But if that string is a parsable date or can be parsed into a date, Yup would actually have caught that. So, still unsure if Zod is what I love, but yeah. No, that TypeScript stuff should work. I think it's just like sometimes it's just a matter of the syntax being a little bit different. That's annoying. I wish that safe parse here would coerce it. So let me see. Zod. Can I enforce it? Coercion. Sometimes you want to apply some transforms to the input before parsing happens. A common use case. Type coercion. Zod enables this with Zod pre-process. Okay, well, I guess I can do that myself. and I am getting that from the pet schema, which I am importing from create. So it would be something like this. I guess. Whoa. Yes. Cut that out. Remove that. Put it in before there, and then pre-process. Typically Zod operates under a parse then transform paradigm. Zod validates the input first and passes it through a chain of transformation functions. Okay, so then would this part replace this part? Let's find out. Edit pet, expected date, received a string. Doesn't seem right. Ah, that's because this should be a date anyway. New date. Edit pet, cool, that's working. And that's just working, great, cool. That's a reasonable solution. That's a very reasonable solution. Okay, cool. That's my stream. Let's see if we change this to something like this. Cool. Griffin Dog was born then. I actually don't know when Griffin was born. He's probably like 5 years old. So let's change this to... No. He's 4 years old. So we'll change this to 2018. And edit. Now we know that Griffin Dog is about 4 years old. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for sticking around, everyone. Oh, B Doogie is on. I think we're gonna go for a raid. B Doogie, yo. And I will be back on Friday at 1:30 Pacific Standard, and we're going to keep going on this. We are going to get into those building out those relationships and modifying them. So with that, let's go check out what B Doogie's working on. See ya.